This last year, I feel like God has been trying to push me out of the nest. I've spent so many years in a space of comfort, enjoying my comfort zone, even when it really wasn't that comfortable at all. I had put down roots in a space that was meant to be temporary, and I allowed myself to stay small there for a long time. Don't get me wrong, I've been doing a lot of work on myself over the years, a lot of time spent healing and growing and learning and even unlearning. I feel like God has been telling me that that's enough here. It's time to move on to the next chapter. And I think it's time to. I've been doing more things to get me out of my comfort zone and expand my horizons because fear has kept me locked into a lifestyle that I had outgrown. I'm starting to feel too big for the space that I'm in, and it's uncomfortable. I think God is telling me that it's time to spread my wings and fly. And I'm still peering over the edge of the nest like, you sure, God? Where will I go? What will I do? I've made myself so comfortable here. Even when it was really uncomfortable, I found a way to make it work. I can't see past the walls of this nest. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's out there. And God is saying, you're too big for this nest. You've outgrown it. You don't fit. I have something better for you, but you have to first believe that it's possible. You have to be stretched and expanded so you can see more, so you can believe more, so you can open yourself up to unlimited possibilities instead of the limited view you're carrying. I will show you if you just trust and believe. So this last year has been a journey of expansion and stripping away limitations that I placed on myself and around me. But it's also been a year of grief and loss and sadness and some really hard moments. I've had to face my fears in more ways than one. I've been navigating uncertainties in my life while grieving and trying my damnedest to heal from the grief and loss that I'm still struggling to accept. How do you navigate life through grief? How do you celebrate wins while thinking about what you lost? I needed a new view, a new perspective. We both did. So it was time for a trip to the water, to the sun, to the freedom, to the release, to the start of healing and acceptance. A cruise to the Bahamas. It was actually something that we both needed, and I don't think we fully realized it until we got on the ship. By the time my husband and I did our muster drill and found the lounge chairs on the upper deck and dropped our bags and ourselves into those chairs, it felt like a welcome into peace and an invitation to just be, to be present, to be at ease, to live and breathe with no worries about anything. It was a gray day, but it was like the sun came out from the clouds to say hello the minute we sat down, and I was thankful for that. I had forgotten my sunscreen because it was so gloomy before, but I didn't even care. I just wanted to be there basking in the sun. When they announced over the intercom that all the rooms were ready, we didn't even care. Everyone was mostly cleared out on the deck, and we just sat and enjoyed the peace and quiet. So this is our room. We got a balcony room this time. This is the bathroom. Yay. Pretty standard Carnival bathroom, honestly. And we're in room 6276, which is like literally right by the elevators. And this is our room. King size bed, got a little sofa, mirror. That's me. TV, another mirror, and then we have our balcony. This is a nice view. Once we finally got to our room and settled in, the boat was sailing away. We said goodbye to Miami and the dry land and hello to endless blue waters. And I was thinking about the idea of expanding my horizons on a boat in the middle of the ocean where that's all I can see, endless horizons. You don't necessarily have to take a vacation to expand your horizons. You can honestly just take yourself out of your normal routines. But with everything going on and how rough 2024 was, we needed to get away. Like a sugar bottle of pop, the pressure inside was just too much. I really felt like I had to get out and get away from my sanity. Like I felt like I could not move forward if I did not take a trip, whether it was a road trip, a cabin in the woods, a new city, a new town. I had to go somewhere else. The call to step outside of my comfort zone and expand my horizons was just too great. So after we set sail, we ate and we drank and we sat outside on the deck from the day into the night. The ship was really lively. We actually ended up traveling during spring break, so it was a lot of kids, a lot of families, and a lot of people. But luckily, our room was right next to this balcony area by the elevators, so we were able to watch some of the shows from up above and away from the crowds. The plus side from having a room right by the elevators was having easy access to this spot. And surprisingly, the noise from down below wasn't too bad. It did get loud from time to time, especially during performances, but inside of the rooms, honestly, it wasn't the worst. The only thing with being so close to the elevators is that it gets a lot of foot traffic. And I remember one day some kids were playing Ding Dong Ditch at our door. We had our Do Not Disturb sign on the door. So I don't know if they thought we were sleeping, but like a bunch of kids just started knocking on the door and running away. And I actually happened to be right next to the door. So I saw them out of the peephole running away, and it was actually really funny. Honestly thought about opening up the door and scaring them, but I didn't. I just let them have their fun. Y'all. I've let a whole day go by and I have not talked to y'all. Anyway, today is night one of the Carnival Conquest cruise. We are doing a 4-day cruise from Miami going to the Bahamas. Tomorrow we are going to be in Nassau, and then the next day after that we're going to be at Princess Cape. So that's going to be our 2 ports, and then we have a sea day, and then we're off the ship. Today was embarkation day. This was our second cruise, me and my husband. The last time we cruised, we went to the Eastern Caribbean or Western, I can't remember, but we went to like Cozumel, Grand Cayman, like a bunch of other places like that on our first cruise. And our first cruise, we literally flew in that same morning and boarded that ship that same day, which they say is a huge no-no. We didn't know that at the time. We've learned from watching other like travel vlogs and things like that that's like a big no-no. So this time we decided to fly in a day ahead. So yesterday was a big travel day for us, which I think is why I'm like so tired. We flew from Chicago, and we had a layover in North Carolina. We had like a 4.5 hour layover in North Carolina. And then we flew to Miami. We got in at like 8 something last night. Went to our hotel. It was really cool, really nice. It was really cool. I kind of wish we would have been able to stay a little longer, but it was just overnight. We got in pretty late, went and got some food, and then came back and ate. But yeah, the room was cool. It's kind of modern, like high tech. It had a lot of amenities, none of them which we were able to use. So maybe next time we take a trip, we'll stay there again because it was pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, got up, got a lift, headed to the port. It was really nice, like being in Miami. The weather obviously is nice because we're traveling in March. Coming from Chicago, we're in our first spring, as they like to say, because in Chicago, if you know anything about our weather, it's all over the place. We have our first spring, and then we go back to winter again, and then we have a second spring, and we back to winter again. But today was cool. We got on the ship. We got there a little earlier than our embarkation time, but it's been cool. It's been a cool day. Everyone's really chill. Everyone's so nice. I feel like when you're on the cruise ship, it's like a whole different world. Like I feel like it's like a family almost, which is cool because I feel like what do you call the person? The cruise director? Why am I doing this? What do you call the cruise director? When he was getting on the thing, he was saying like, "Oh, Carnival family," and it is kind of like a family. Like, I found myself being like more social so far, like talking to different people, and people are like, "Oh yeah, have a good night, have a good blah." Like everyone's so nice and friendly, which is really cool. So that's been a cool experience. I got to eat a lot of good food, drink some drinks, try some different cocktails. been mostly sitting outside. Our room was really nice. We got a balcony, which is cool. Last time we did the ocean view, which is just the window. But this time we decided to get the balcony. I thought it would be really good for us to just like have a space to go, for us to like have some quiet time whenever we need to, just to get away from like the crowds and stuff like that. Oh yeah, we got to try a lot of good drinks. I had, how many? A lot. I didn't record everything. Honestly, I wish I would have did a better job of like recording stuff, but the food was pretty good. We started the day with Guy's Burgers and some type of cocktail from Red Frog. Was it Red Frog? Bulgana? One of the two, the red one. The red one. We had a lot of drinks from there. So I know one time I got the, what is that thing called? The daiquiri, strawberry daiquiri. Then I got this one thing that was so good. I'm going to put a picture of it because it was so good. We actually, my husband went and got these two drinks. And one was, I'll put it up here. One was like frog something and one was rum something. I can't remember, but I'm going to put it on the screen. But it was so good. Those are like my two favorites thus far. If y'all are on the ship, go to Red Frog and get that because it was so good. And then we got sandwiches from the deli place. So what else did I eat today? I feel like that's all I've eaten since I got on the ship was Guy's Burgers, and I had like a turkey chicken sandwich something. My husband's gonna go get some more from the deli. I guess we really love the deli. I'm gonna get some tomato mozzarella sandwich tonight. So it's been cool just kind of sitting outside, relaxing on the water. Like the water is so beautiful. It's so blue. Just so pretty. And leaving Miami was actually really cool too. Getting to like do the sail away thing on our own balcony and like just watch, you know, us leave the city, leave the shore. That was kind of cool as well. We didn't go to the sail away party this time, but we could hear it because it's loud. It's Carnival. So you know Carnival likes to party. So that music was thumping. So we heard it from here. It was pretty cool. It was just like the water is just so beautiful and relaxing. We got to sit outside and watch the sunset. It was just like everything we needed, honestly. So that was really cool. So yeah, we did a lot. I didn't record a lot, but I just like recorded different things that like I felt like I really wanted to like, that really spoke to me, right? We just got through watching one of the music shows. Thankfully where our room is, it's like right by the elevator and there's like the big, you know, the center elevators, like those big glass elevators and like the center place. I forgot what it's called, where they have like the performances and things like that. There's a bar and all that stuff. So we watched one of the performances. That was pretty cool for a little bit. We got to just watch it over like a little balcony area that's like pretty much like right outside our room. We go right outside, turn the corner. There's like a little balcony area. So we watched it from there and that was pretty cool. So gonna drink some wine. We went and got some wine. So yeah, last time we did not realize that you could bring your own wine. So we went and got some, the cheap stuff, y'all, but it don't matter. We wanted a twist cap because we didn't want to deal with any corkscrews. But we got some Yellowtail Chardonnay and then this Leomi Cabernet Sauvignon. But yeah, so we already started on this, as you can see, but that's pretty cool because there's less drinks we gotta buy. So each person can bring a 750 milliliter bottle of wine as long as it's 15% alcohol or less. So that was cool. And then we also bought some sodas, some Canada Dry and Coca-Cola. So we bought that so we don't have to buy that on the ship. So it's all these things with being our second cruise that we are learning that we didn't do last time. But anyway, I keep looking over here and I need to be looking at y'all. But anyway, tomorrow we're in Nassau. I don't know what time we're going to get up. We don't have plans. So we're just going to explore the port and maybe do some sightseeing. So that'll be fun. But I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy. Bye. The next morning we pulled into Nassau and we decided not to do any excursions and just explore on our own. We left the port and walked around downtown Nassau and everything was so colorful. All of the homes and the buildings held these beautiful bright colors and it was actually such a difference from all of the gray and brown buildings that I'm used to seeing in Chicago. It was a nice change. Our first stop was Queen's Staircase. Getting there was a bit of a hike. It was about a 15 to 20 minute walk and it was really cool walking through the neighborhood to get there. Walking through an unknown place in another country was definitely outside of my comfort zone, but I feel like I really needed that. We arrived at Queen's Staircase and the waterfall was so beautiful and it was really nice seeing all of the different trees. Next, we went to the rum cake factory. Their rum cakes are so good. I highly recommend getting some. You can actually even order them online, so that's pretty cool. We'll definitely order some more later. We actually ended up getting a box of 6 rum cakes, and we ended up getting 3 flavors and 2 of each flavor. I think we ended up getting the mocha, the chocolate, and the coffee. Walking around Nassau in the sun was a really nice treat. We did some sightseeing and stopped at Senior Frogs and got some drinks on the pier. And this trip is making me realize even more that I want to see more of the world and enjoy new experiences. Still at the Nassau port. We have a few hours left. What time is it? It's 12:49. I think we leave at like 3:30. I will say this is nice, like being able to be here on the balcony. Look at that. That's the port. Oh my gosh, that's literally where we came in at. We said goodbye to Nassau and then ate some food and started getting ready for Elegant Night. And check out my new wig, y'all. Ain't it cute? Instead of going to get dinner in the main dining room, we got some drinks at Alchemy Bar. Then we went back to our room to drink some of our wine we brought on board and went to go see the Love and Marriage show, which is a favorite of mine. We really enjoyed the show on our last cruise as well.
What did you say you want smaller? Oh, there you go. What did you want bigger on?
Even after all of that wine, I somehow managed to wake up the next morning to catch the sunrise. And this was our beach day at Princess Cay. I baked in that sun all day and I really needed that. I feel like the sun is just so healing and peaceful. The Carnival crew and the DJ had the music going, and they even had some fun games that I was front row for, like this tug of war match. I got in that beautiful water and it felt like a cleansing. A little while back, I had a dream that I was at the beach and I jumped into the water and fully submerged myself and healing myself in the process. And while I was there in the Atlantic Ocean, I knew I needed to do just that. Water, especially salt water, is healing and it's cleansing. And that's exactly what I needed. With my intention set, I submerged my full body head to toe in that water and I released. I released what was no longer serving me. I released the weight, the baggage. I released it all. And I gave thanks to God in the ocean for her healing waters. I connected with the sun. I connected with the water. I connected with my spirits. I connected with me. And I connected with God. I felt like the sun was calling to me. The next morning, I woke up again for the sunrise. This time, I sat outside and I took it all in. I gave thanks to God for the sun, and I thanked the sun for its presence and for its light. You can learn a lot from the sun if you just be present, if you just listen. I sat out on our balcony and I wrote a poem, and I haven't wrote a poem in a long time. I was thankful for the inspiration, and I was thankful for the lessons and the messages that had presented themselves to me. I think because I was still enough to listen. I was present enough to listen. I think about ways I can do this in my daily life. How to make space for stillness and solitude and quiet moments in my everyday life. Spirit is always speaking to us every day, but most times we don't listen because we're too busy and our plates are too full. There's too much life going on around us to stop and pay attention and to take time for ourselves, to pause, to make space, to hone in on our intuition, to hear our spirits, our higher self, to hear God. I found myself asking, how do I create this in my daily life? It has to be intentional. The structures of society is set up to keep us busy, to keep our minds and our lives chaotic and loud and stressful and cluttered and distracted. I think we're naturally supposed to be connected with nature. We're naturally supposed to be connected with ourselves. I went outside again for the sunset and to thank the sun for sharing its lessons and for sharing its light. We ended our last night on the cruise and enjoyed some drinks and a very funny comedy show. I felt like that was like the best way to end this cruise. And the next morning we were back at the port. This cruise was such a beautiful experience, and I'm so glad we got to enjoy some time on the water. We got off the boat in Miami and headed north to Hollywood, Florida. Instead of flying back home immediately to the Cold Spring of Chicago, we decided to take a day to decompress. While waiting for check-in at our hotel, we went and got some food and drinks at Margaritaville and enjoyed a beautiful sunny walk on the boardwalk, or the Broadwalk as they call it. We stayed at the Sonder at the Cirque. And if you want to enjoy Miami without being in the busy city life, just drive 45 minutes north to Hollywood. The room was nice and quiet and peaceful, which was just what we needed after being on a busy ship with thousands of people for 4 days. are in Hollywood, Florida. We just got off the Carnival Conquest and we're staying in a hotel instead of going straight to the airport. Thought that'd be really cool. So we decided to book the Cirque here in Hollywood, Florida. And excuse my face, I really didn't want to record because I had a really bad allergic reaction. When we were on the ship, this was like second to the last day, they were like sandy or cleaning something on the upper decks of the ship, and that wind was just blowing all that stuff towards us. And I was fine at first, but then like my nose and stuff got all puffy and started having like, you know, allergies and congestion and stuff. And that's a lot better, but my face is still really puffy. So I'm like, feels weird recording, but I just want to check in real quick because I haven't recorded like actual talking video in a while since like the first night on the cruise. Obviously, I'm doing like my voiceovers and all that stuff, but I just wanted to close out this video and give you guys the magic gem of the day. And you know what? Let me go outside or go by this window because we are in this really nice hotel, and I'm so grateful that we were actually able to get this spot because originally I was going to book like the regular standard room. And let me tell you something about faith, because that might be the magic gem of the day. Even when things seem like, I don't want to say impossible, but even when things seem really hard and difficult and you feel like things are just like not working out, have faith, pray on it, take a step back. Take a day, take some time away if you need to, because I was getting really frustrated trying to book the hotel because our flight doesn't leave till tomorrow. We just got off the ship today. I'm like, we need somewhere to stay. There's this big music fest going on in Miami. All the hotels were booked up, were really, really crazy expensive. So we had to drive, we had to get a lift like an hour north in Hollywood. Maybe it's not an hour, but pretty far north in Hollywood, Florida, which is nice because we actually went to walk the boardwalk and all that stuff today. But I found this hotel and I thought it was cool, and I was just going to book the regular room, but the price was like something that I didn't feel comfortable paying for just like the regular standard room. I'm not even sure that it had a balcony. And I was just like, I just can't. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a day. I prayed. I'm like, please, guys. I'm like, please, y'all, let this hotel be cheaper tomorrow. And I went back the next day. I kid you not, this big suite was $4 cheaper because the regular room price had actually gone up. And I saw that and I said, oh my gosh, I should have booked it yesterday. And I kid you not, when I scrolled down, I saw this suite and it was $4 cheaper than what I had saw the day before. So trust God, okay? Trust your spirit, have faith, and be encouraged with that. It's a little testimony. So have a blessed day, evening. I'm gonna go take some Benadryl or something because my face is so puffy. But peace, y'all. Enjoy. I love you guys. Stepping outside of your comfort zone can be scary, especially when you don't know what you're stepping into. But if you just allow yourself to trust and have faith, it can work out better than you ever dreamed. Just show up. God will meet you there. The universe is there waiting to hold you.